Hey guys, I want to do a quick review on the Q8 by Zoom. So I had this camera for about a year now and I really do like it. Right out the box, you're going to get a windscreen, a sunscreen, even a charging cable, and then something to cover the lens when you're not using it, which is really nice. So looking at the camera real quick, there are some pros and cons with this camera. So just looking at it before I go into pros and cons, it's really solid. It's really nice. So they have interchangeable capsules, which is really nice if you want to put a shotgun mic to it or if you want to just add more inputs. Each of the inputs has a rotary dial that goes up to 10. Which is really nice. You know, the X and Y mic, it's on the top, and then the other ones are on the left hand side. I mean, everything feels real sturdy, and then you got your playback and then your on button, your little speaker. It's really nice. So the input 1 and input 2, they also allow you the use of phantom power, which is really nice on this camera. That way, if you decided to use a condenser mic, you can go ahead and turn on phantom power and this camera will work with that microphone, which is really nice. And as you can tell, it will take an XLR or a 1/4-inch jack. So you can plug in your guitar, your bass, your piano, and a regular dynamic mic and a condenser mic in this camcorder, which is a really nice feature. So the screen is a touch screen. I'll go ahead and show you that. It's a really nice touch screen. It has the meter on the bottom, so I'm going to go ahead and activate one of the channels real quick, turn that up, and then kind of like put that camera. So if you can see it, see the meters are kind of jumping around a little bit. The higher I go, the more it's going to turn green. So it will show you if you peak or whatnot, which is really nice on this camera. So I'll shut that off and shut the camera off. You can also put a compressor on it. You can put a limiter on this camera, which is a really nice feature too. You can also cut out the low end on this camera. Just there's a setting in there and the manual will tell you everything you got to know. On the front of the camera, it has a wide angle lens, which is the perfect thing for vlogging or recording your band. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So it has a 160 wide angle lens. It's a 16.6 millimeter lens also, which is really nice. It has a little light up here that when you recording, it will turn red, and when you're not, it's green, which is really cool. So it shows people that you're recording. Now, talking about the audio on this camera, the audio on this camera is really good. It will split the audio and the video, giving you separate files so you can edit the audio later. Now the picture on this camera, it does record in 720, 1080p, and they're equivalent to 4K on this camera. It's like a downgraded version of 4K. It's called 3M on this camera. The picture's okay. I wouldn't recommend the picture quality on here. It does pixelate in low light and it does pixelate when you zoom in. So if you're looking for something to, you know, do your podcast or your YouTube that you want a little bit more clarity, I suggest buying a Canon camera or a Panasonic or a Sony. This is not going to really cut it if you're looking for clarity. When you zoom out, on the other hand, the clarity comes back, but these cameras are meant for the wide angle lens and the audio. For the price point of $399, I think it's priced a little bit high, but it's not a bad camera. You know, you have your SD card and you have your charging and you have your phantom power inputs and the interchangeable capsules. It's not a bad camera for its price point. I just think it's a little bit high. You know, you spend a little bit more money on a Canon camera, you can get a little bit better of audio with picture quality with interchangeable lenses. So, I mean, if you ask me, I would recommend this camera for somebody that's doing, you know, YouTubing or just wanting to record their band. It's not a bad camera. If you have any questions on the camera or you having issues with it, you know, let me know. I've had it for a while. I haven't had any problems with this camera. So leave a comment on below and like and subscribe.